Anthony Sessa, The Wolf of Philly, a Pizzaverse parody documentary. In a city built on cheesesteaks, bad bets, and second chances, one man stood out, not because he was the loudest, but because he always got paid first. They call him Anthony Sessa. Around here, they call him the Wolf of Philly. And let me tell you something, he didn't get that nickname because he howls at the moon. Nah, this guy, he howls at opportunity. He's the kind of guy who could sell a broken watch and convince you it's an antique. The kind of guy who negotiates with angels and still leaves with their halos. He's been kicked out of more boardrooms than I've been out of bars, and that's saying something. He ain't just a businessman. He's a one-man stock market. He'll raise your value, lower your expectations, and collect interest on the confusion. And when the deal's done, he gives you a bite of his fudge, smooth, dangerous, and addictive. Same way folks describe him. He don't just play the game. He rewrites the freaking rules. And if you're smart, you'll learn from him before you end up negotiating with guys like me. Anthony Sessa, the Wolf of Philly. Every bite's a deal you can't refuse. So remember, kid, in Philly, there's three types of people. The ones who talk, the ones who listen, and the ones who make a profit while the other two are arguing. Guess which one Sessa is? Coming soon to the Pizzaverse network.
Mugs, what the fuck you doing in there, you prick?
Yeah, I done did a lot of things in my day. I admit it, I don't take back what I say. If I said it, then I meant it. All my life I won a Grammy, but I probably never get it. I ain't never had no trophy or no motherfucking ribbon. Fuck the system, I'm that nigga. Bend the law, cut the rules. I'm about to risk it all. I ain't got too much to lose. Y'all been eating long enough. It's my turn to cut the food. Pass the plate with my drink. This my day. Lucky you, fuck you too. Woo!
Chronicles of the Pizzaverse, The War for Time. A Pizzaverse Studios production written by Bambi Palermo. There's storms that come from the sky, and then there's the kind that come from the heart of a legend. The kind of storm that don't bring rain, it brings reckoning. That's what this was, The War for Time. And like every bad idea in human history, it started with good intentions and bad coffee. The sky above Club Palermo wasn't supposed to flicker. Time, for all its arrogance, usually kept itself neat and quiet, but not tonight. The neon signs outside the club sputtered, blinking from modern blue to candlelight amber and back again. 1 second, a Tesla hummed by. The next, a horse-drawn carriage rolled through puddles that hadn't existed in a century. Inside, the crew had gathered for what was supposed to be a routine meet, a quiet night, a few drinks, maybe some cards. But Bambi Palermo felt it the second it started. The room breathed wrong. She sat at her corner table, one leg crossed over the other, cigarette burning low, eyes hard as bullet glass. The air around her shimmered, humming like the moment before a lightning strike. "All right," she said finally, exhaling slow. "Which one of you geniuses broke time?" Tommy Stiggs raised a hand like a kid caught near the cookie jar. "Wasn't me this time, boss. I ain't even touched the equipment." Thendu looked offended. "Hey, the paradox generator was fine when I left it." Across the room, Aaron didn't look up from his laptop. He was sitting cross-legged on the bar counter, wires snaking from the machine into thin air, eyes flicking across a dozen holographic readouts. "Technically," he muttered, "no one broke time. It just leaked." Bambi leaned forward. "Leaked?" "Like a cracked wine bottle," Aaron said, "except the wine's reality and the bottle's the multiverse." Lopez was standing in the corner, arms crossed, his voice low, controlled. "So what you're saying is, the universe sprung a hole and we're drinking from it." Admiral Impeach, dressed like a man who'd robbed a general store in a cathedral, slammed his palm on the bar. "Don't look at me. I told you not to plug that infernal machine into government servers. You think you can mess with classified time data and not attract attention?" Sun-Grown Tea smirked from his stool, hoodie up, gold chain glinting. Bro, you are the classified data. Aaron frowned. It's not funny, T. We're looking at fractures across multiple centuries. 1777, 1804, 1430, 1864. Big ones. Deb Roberts was typing on her own setup. Twin monitors, press badge still pinned to her leather jacket. Confirmed. The timeline's folding in on itself. Historical figures are glitching, reappearing, disappearing. Whole battles rewriting themselves mid-sentence. Frank Pecoraro, sitting with a whiskey and a deck of cards, grinned slow. So what you're saying is, history's dealing wild. Bambi stood, her chair sliding back on the tile like thunder. All right then, we're going in. The room went quiet. Lopez frowned. Bambi, we don't even know what's causing it yet. I don't care what's causing it, she said. We fix it before some halfwit in the 1700s invents the iPhone. Aaron looked up. You're not serious. Aaron, Bambi said, lighting another cigarette. I'm always serious. You just forget because I smile nice. The Todd father nodded slowly, eyes shadowed but calm. Then it's decided. We put the band back together. But this ain't just a job, Bambi. This is history itself. Once we step through, we don't control where it spits us out. She smirked. Never did. Aaron's device, the time coil, wasn't built for beauty. It was a mess of copper wiring, glowing discs, and half a pizza oven duct taped to a military-grade generator Admiral Impeach borrowed from the Pentagon. When it hummed to life, the air shimmered with light and sound, a symphony of chaos and energy. The frog, yes, that frog hopped up onto the console and croaked once. Everybody ready? Aaron shouted over the rising hum. Define ready, Tommy yelled back. Alive. Then no. Bambi grinned, stepping into the light. Let's make history remember who runs it. The light swallowed them whole. The field of fire, 1777, Virginia. The world reappeared in smoke and dirt. The crew hit the ground hard, mud, musket fire, men shouting in old uniforms. Cannonballs ripped through the air like thunder made of iron. Sun-grown T looked around and swore. Yo, tell me this ain't colonial cosplay. Aaron staggered to his feet, scanning the horizon with his tablet. Nope. Real deal. Revolutionary War. We're right outside Valley Forge. Tommy was already helping Deb up. Cold as a tax collector's heart out here. Bambi brushed the mud off her coat, adjusting her cross necklace. All right, boys and girls, let's find the man with the wig. They found him in a tent lit by a dying candle, George Washington, his hands trembling over a map, the weight of a crumbling revolution in his eyes. He looked up when the crew stepped inside. His soldiers tensed, muskets raised until Barbara raised her hand, calm but sharp. Easy, fellas. We're friends of liberty, just from out of town. Washington's eyes narrowed. You speak oddly, madam, and you're dressed like a French pirate. Bambi smirked. I've been called worse. Lopez leaned forward, respect in his voice. Sir, we're here to help. You've got a spy problem in your ranks. That made Washington pause. And how would you know that? Because the man's not a man, Aaron said, stepping up. He's a ghost in your line. He ain't stealing letters, he's stealing moments. Washington looked between them, torn between disbelief and exhaustion. Admiral Impeach slammed his hand down on the table. We're wasting time, General. You got a leak in your chain of command, and it's not a red coat, it's something worse. Bambi stepped closer, voice low. We're here to make sure this war ends the way it's supposed to. You win, freedom stands. You lose, the future collapses. And I got a lot of friends up there who like it the way it is. Washington studied her face for a long moment, then nodded once. Then, Miss Palermo, tell me what you need. She smiled. A candle, a map, and about 6 good men who don't ask questions. That night, under frozen stars, the crew cornered the time leak, a flickering figure moving through the camp, whispering futures that didn't belong yet. It wore a soldier's uniform, but its eyes were hollow light. Aaron and Impeach worked together, one tech, one tactician. We overload the anomaly with its own paradox, Aaron said. In English, Impeach barked. We feed it lies until it chokes. Dandu chuckled. So politics, then. They deployed the trap history itself, folding like a deck of cards. When it snapped shut, the ghost vanished. The stars steadied. The night was quiet again. Bambi turned to Washington. You'll make it, George. Just don't forget freedom's a habit, not a victory. He nodded slowly. And who will remember you? Bambi smiled faintly. Everyone who needs to. As the portal opened again, Admiral Impeach glanced back. General, next time you draft a constitution, add a line about keeping time machines illegal. What's a time machine? Washington asked. Exactly. The Emperor's Game. France, 1804. The smell of smoke, champagne, and ego hangs in the air. Every street's a parade. Every whisper's a plot, and the man on top's half genius, half lunatic. Name's Napoleon Bonaparte, the original influencer. But tonight, he's got guests from a few centuries ahead, and let me tell you, they ain't here for croissants. The portal spit the crew out right in the middle of a ballroom. Gold chandeliers, velvet drapes, laughter like silver knives. Every noble in Paris was here, powdered wigs, jeweled canes, the whole show. And at the end of the marble hall, standing beneath a mural of himself as a god, was the emperor. Napoleon Bonaparte. 5'6" of fury and pride, dressed like a man who declared war on subtlety. Bambi adjusted her coat and smirked. So that's him. Lopez grunted. Looks shorter in person. Anthony Sessa, ever the charmer, lit a cigar right there under the chandelier. Guy's got the confidence of a man twice his size. That's dangerous. Deb Roberts was already taking mental notes. Power like that burns bright, but it always burns out. Admiral Impeach, fixing his metals, some real, some stolen, murmured. And when it burns out, we're the ones sweeping the ashes. Napoleon spotted them instantly. His eyes, sharp as razors, swept across the crew. You are not of my court, he said in crisp French. Bambi smiled. No, honey, we're consultants. The emperor's brow furrowed. Consultants? For what? History, Bambi said simply. We're here to make sure you don't ruin it. That earned a ripple of uneasy laughter from the room. Sun-grown T chuckled low. Yo, B, this dude thinks he's running a mixtape empire. Aaron elbowed him. Shh, he's got artillery pointed at us. Napoleon descended from his platform, boots echoing on marble. Do you mock me, madam? Nah, Bambi said. We just know where this story ends. Outside under the Parisian moon, Lopez, Deb, and Aaron followed a lead-coded letters Napoleon's agents had been sent in through diplomatic couriers. Something about Operation Timekeeper. That's our leak, Aaron whispered. He's building something that doesn't belong here. He's got the plans for a chronometric core. A what? Deb hissed. A time bomb, Lopez said grimly. Literally. They found the courier dead by the Seine. On the body a device humming faintly with blue light. Aaron knelt beside it, eyes wide. That's my tech, or will be. Impeach appeared from the shadows, pistol drawn, voice low. You see? I told you the past is sniffing the future. Somebody's feeding him knowledge from our time. Who? Deb asked. That, Impeach said, is what scares me. Back inside, Napoleon had grown fascinated with Bambi. They sat across from each other at a candlelit table, his crown glinting, her expression calm and unreadable. You intrigue me, he said. You speak as if you've seen empires rise and fall. I have, Bambi said, yours included. He leaned closer. Then you know my destiny. Yeah, she said, exhaling smoke. It ends in snow and silence. Russia. You freeze, your army dies, and the world remembers you as a cautionary tale. Napoleon's smile faltered. And yet, he said softly, you still sit across from me. Why? Because I'm trying to stop you from destroying more than just yourself. He stood angry now. You presume too much. No, Bambi said, you dream too much. That night, the crew learned the truth. Napoleon wasn't the architect of Operation Timekeeper. He was the pawn. In the catacombs beneath Paris, Aaron, Impeach, and the Hindu found the source, a mirror-like machine humming with unnatural energy. Symbols flickered across it, binary, ancient runes and coordinates. This ain't human tech, Aaron muttered. It's from the future, our future. You build something like this? Impeach demanded. Not yet, Aaron snapped, but someone will. The device began to pulse faster. From the reflection stepped a shadow, a figure with no face made of fractured light. It whispered in a dozen voices at once. History is inefficient. I will rewrite it. The Hindu swallowed. Oh, hell, it's another AI ghost. The mirror maker, Bambi said quietly, stepping forward. He followed us. Cannon fire rumbled above. The machine flared white. Napoleon's guards stormed the tunnels, thinking it was another coup attempt. Tommy, Johnny, and Frank Pecoraro held them off, bullets replacing muskets, fists replacing diplomacy. This one's for the Renaissance, Tommy yelled, ducking under a saber swing. Wrong century, kid, Johnny grunted, cracking a soldier across the jaw. Meanwhile, Aaron and Impeach worked side by side, the young genius and the old tactician, opposites but equal in grit. We need to overload the mirror core, Aaron shouted. Then do it before history eats us alive, Impeach barked. Bambi fought her reflection again, the mirror maker taunting her with every past choice, every sin. You fix the past to hide your guilt, it hissed. Nah, she said. I fix it because I ain't done fighting. She fired. The machine shattered. Light roared through the tunnels like the breath of God. When the dust settled, the catacombs were silent. Napoleon was gone, unconscious but alive, his empire's fate sealed by the same hubris that made him great. Hey, you tired of your crew showing up late to the sit-down? Your capos arguing over who gets the last cannoli? Your espresso machine going missing more than your accountant? Then come on down to Tony's Trattoria and Conflict Resolution Center, where we settle beefs and serve it medium rare. Here we don't whack nobody, we feed them till they confess. Get the Omerta combo, a slice, a soda, and one guilt trip from your Aunt Maria, all for $9.99. You got problems? We got solutions. Missing espresso machine? Boom. Found it. Snitching your crew? Boom. Retired him with a coupon to Olive Garden. Want to move some product? We don't ask what. We just charge storage. Nicky the Nose. Hey Vin, you taking coupons? Yeah, if it's cash. Order today and I'll personally threaten you in the parking lot free of charge. That's right. We're family owned, family run, and family argued. Tony's Trattoria, where loyalty's on the menu and betrayal's extra. So come on down, tell them Vinny sent you, and maybe, just maybe, we'll forget about that thing you said in '09. Tony's Trattoria, home of the sit-down special. Open late, cash only, no witnesses. Tony's Trattoria is not responsible for broken noses, missing espresso machines, or unpaid debts. Offer void if you snitch. Admiral Impeach leaned against a wall, breathing hard. Remind me why I keep doing this. Aaron smirked. Because deep down, you like saving the world. Impeach chuckled. Kid, you don't know me at all. Bambi looked around at her crew. Tired, bruised, but unbroken. Pack it up, time's calling. So Napoleon got his lesson. The crew got a breather, and history, it got a few new scars. But that's how it goes, kids. You fix one century, another one starts falling apart. And these legends, they ain't done yet. They'd seen kings and killers, Empires built on lies, but this next stop, this wasn't power they were facing, it was faith. And faith, kid, you can't bribe, bully, or bargain with that. You can only hope it listens. Rouen, France, 400 tonnes. The light hit first, then the smell: smoke, wet hay, iron, and incense. When the crew blinked their eyes open, they were kneeling in mud outside the walls of Rouen. Church bells tolled slow, and somewhere beyond the gates a crowd chanted one name: Jeanne d'Arc, la sorcière. Bambi Palermo rose, coat already streaked with ash. Lopez scanned the battlements through the fog. Looks like a trial, or an execution. Aaron, eyes on his wrist device, frowned. Coordinates match. The fracture's inside the cathedral. Big one. Admiral Impeach, cloak pulled tight, muttered, "Of course it's a church. Time always breaks where people think they're closest to God." Deb Roberts was recording everything on her micro recorder, whispering, "This is history's most famous witch trial, and we're standing in it." Bambi adjusted her gloves. Then let's make sure the wrong side don't win twice. The cathedral ceiling disappeared into darkness, candles flickering against stone saints. At the center stood Joan of Arc, wrists bound, eyes bright enough to burn through fear. Across from her, rows of bishops and soldiers spat questions, accusations, and scripture. Bambi moved through the crowd like a ghost. Lopez took a flank, hand near his coat. Aaron tapped the coil on his wrist. Faint readings blinked. Yup, temporal surge under the altar. Someone's trying to rewrite her verdict. Impeach leaned close to Bambi. If they erase her martyrdom, faith collapses in half the timeline. Every rebellion after this unravels. So we fix it, Bambi said, quietly. While Johnny and Tommy Stiggs distracted the guards outside with a staged brawl, for the sake of realism, Tommy yelled sun-grown T slipped through a side door with Aaron. While Johnny and Tommy Stiggs distracted the guards outside with a staged brawl, for the sake of realism, Tommy yelled sun-grown T slipped through a side door with Aaron. They followed the energy pulse into the crypts. Cables of blue light crawled along the stone. At their center, a silver mirror humming with static. He's back, Aaron whispered. The mirror maker. Same signature, same corruption. Impeach arrived behind them, pistol drawn. Shut it down before history catches on. Aaron began typing, sweat beading. Can't shut it. It's feeding on belief. Every cheer, every prayer upstairs makes it stronger. Then we starve it, Impeach growled. Cut the sermon. Upstairs, Joan saw Bambi watching her from the shadows. Their eyes met two women who'd both been called heretic for being louder than men liked. Joan stepped forward, voice trembling but fierce. Are you a spirit? Nah, kid, Bambi said softly. I'm just somebody who knows what it costs to tell the truth. The Inquisitor shouted for silence. Joan ignored him. They say I'm damned. They said that about every woman who scared him, Bambi answered. Don't give them the satisfaction. Lightning flashed through the stained glass. The crowd gasped. The mirror maker's pulse flared again, threads of light creeping across the altar. Aaron's voice came over comms. B, it's bleeding through. You've got minutes before it eats the timeline. Bambi strode straight to the altar, pistol drawn. Show yourself, she said. The mirror rippled. The face appeared a warped reflection of Joan, eyes hollow, voice layered with echoes. Faith is inefficient, it hissed. I will perfect devotion. Impeach fired a warning shot. Perfection's for cowards. Aaron overrode the coil's failsafe. Sparks erupted. We need a tether, something pure to ground it. She's pure, Bambi said, nodding to Joan. Let her decide what she believes. Joan stepped forward, hands still bound, and whispered a prayer that shook the walls. The mirror screamed, light collapsing inward until it shattered into dust. Silence, smoke. The Inquisitors lay unconscious, the crowd stunned but alive. Joan stood free, eyes glistening. "Will I live?" she asked. "For a while," Bambi said gently. "But that's not what matters. You'll matter forever." Impeach holstered his pistol. "We're done here." Aaron sealed the coil. "Timeline's clean. She burns tomorrow, and the world remembers why." Bambi looked away. Sometimes fixing history means letting it hurt. They left through the rain as bells tolled again. Behind them, Joan of Arc smiled up at the storm. "Face funny. You can't bottle it, can't sell it, can't kill it. It burns, it rebuilds, and if you're lucky, it remembers the ones who lit the first match." You ever notice the loudest ghosts come from quiet places? Some call it history, some call it conscience. But where we're going next, it's called America, 1864, and the tracks are running on blood and promises. Arrival in Virginia, 1864. Steam hissed. The crew stumbled out of the portal straight onto a railway line stretching through mist and moonlight. Cannon fire rumbled far off like a heart that wouldn't quit. Bambi Palermo steadied herself first, trench coat catching the wind. Beside her, Lopez adjusted his collar, that bureau calm masking something heavier. Aaron checked the coil, its light flickered red. "We're late, timeline's thin as thread," he said. A train whistle split the night iron, smoke, destiny. Painted on the side in chipped letters, Union Pacific prototype, presidential rail car. Bambi exhaled. "Guess we found the right one." Inside, the car smelled of tobacco and old paper. Maps covered the walls. Lanterns swung with each turn of the wheels. At the far table sat a tall man in a black coat, hat on the seat beside him, face tired, eyes kind and haunted. Abraham Lincoln. He looked up as they entered. "You folks ain't on the manifest," he said gently. "We're freelancers," Bambi replied. "History Repair Division." Lincoln blinked, then chuckled. "Repair history? Ma'am, I've been trying to do that my whole life." Willie, ever the press man, stepped forward with a grin and a reporter's notebook. "Mr. President, name's Willie Independent Media. Future circulation pending. You mind if I record this for posterity?" Lincoln smiled thin. "Son, every word I say ends up recorded somewhere. But go ahead." Admiral Impeach unrolled a map. "Someone's been feeding Confederate agents information. They shouldn't have battle plans that ain't been written yet." Deborah Roberts tapped the map. "I found telegrams in Morse with code we didn't invent for another 100 years. Aaron sighed. "That's our leak. Mirror residue again. Somebody's trying to turn the Civil War into a permanent loop." Bambi's voice was low. "Then we cut the loop." The train screeched to a halt on a wooden bridge. Gunfire erupted from the trees. Tommy Stiggs and Johnny Cantilano were already on the roof, returning fire. Frank Pecoraro kicked open a door and started laying cover. Sun-grown T grinned. "Somebody's gonna owe me for this ammo." Below, Aaron and Impeach scrambled around the coil, sparks flying. "The mirror maker wants the president alive," Aaron yelled. "Why?" Impeach demanded. "To rewrite his death. If Lincoln lives out the war, the timeline fractures into dictatorships by 1890. Bambi slammed a fresh round into her revolver. "Not on my watch." A shadow stepped out of the smoke, the mirror maker wearing a Union officer's shape. Its eyes flickered like broken film. "Why preserve a man who dies for peace?" it hissed. "Peace is a waste of potential." Bambi raised her gun. "I've heard worse motivational speeches." Lincoln stood behind her, unarmed but steady. "You say peace is a waste. Then you have never met a widow." The reflection lunged. Aaron triggered the coil. The room flashed white. Impeach grabbed Lincoln and pulled him clear as Bambi fired into the heart of the light. The mirror shattered like glass. Time screamed and then settled. Steam hissed through the car. The battle outside had gone silent. The crew stood in the flicker of lantern light, faces soot-streaked and tired. Lincoln looked to Bambi. Whatever you are, I thank you. Just people trying to keep tomorrow from eating yesterday, she said. Willie lowered his recorder. Mind if I print the truth for once? Lincoln smiled. Truth needs printing in every age, son, even if no one reads it till it's too late. As the portal began to open again, Impeach clapped Aaron on the shoulder. Good work, kid. Don't let it go to your head. Aaron grinned. Time's already in there. Bambi looked back at Lincoln one last time. You keep fighting your way, Mr. President. We'll handle the rest. He nodded solemn. And may the Union and whatever comes after remember you kindly. The crew stepped into the light. Rails and steam blurred to nothing. The train whistle echoed through time, fading like a promise kept. And that's how it goes, kid. Sometimes history don't need heroes, just maintenance men with good aim and bad habits. They patched the rail that ran through America's heart and kept the world moving on time. Tomorrow's problems? They'll be right on schedule. On the next episode, Chronicles of the Pizzaverse, Shadows of Empire. The crew lands in ancient Egypt, where gold glitters like lies and Cleopatra's crown hides a weapon older than the sun. Aaron plays archaeologist, Impeach tries diplomacy with a pharaoh, and Bambi learns even time bows to seduction and betrayal. If you rode the rails with the family, smash that like, hit subscribe, and remember, we don't rewrite history, we excavate it. Pizzaverse Studios, where legends don't age, they just change centuries. Thanks for watching.
You've heard of that girl? It's like she tries to be, but she's not. You seen her hair?
I seen her hair.
Wig. Look, just like how I'm dressed right now.
Girl, you look exactly like her.
Over here.
You can be her, look, you can be her.
Look at me, I look like her.
Just say a random word, you got it. I could never.
I could never.
I will never let a dude that lie to himself come and lie to my face and believe it. I don't gotta kick it with you to know you ain't shit. Trust me, I seen it. I done got up in my bag and ain't getting out till I break and I bust out the seams. Got a little something about me. I got a team and I got me a family to feed. And I really got a bone to pick with anybody that be trying to be my competition. Start with closing your legs, then close your fist. And it just self in the face. I don't even know you hoes exist. You should focus on bread. That's what you're supposed to get. But you focus on me, so you broke as shit. All them thirst trap pics, you still broke as shit. Goddamn, could never be you, huh? Could never be you. Could never be me. No, it can never be you. Never be me, huh? It can never be you. Could never be me, huh? It can never be you. Why do you bitches love saying could never be me, but it really could never be you? You be so happy to brag that, but in fact that seems like terrible news. And apparently you really arrogant too. I'd be scared to share it, that's embarrassing you. You could never be this rich, real ass bitch, pretty as a bitch get, and I never met you. But judging by the way you spending your time, it's 11 p.m. and you hating online. And I looked at your page, what did I find? You posted your man, he doesn't reply. Cause you have the memes that the hoes only post whenever they go through it with someone they love. Same time, you be posting your saddies, the same time you be posting the club. Can never be you. Could never be you. Could never be you, huh? It could never be you. It could never be you, huh? It could never be you. Bitch, it could never be you, huh? It could never be you. I'm well aware that real bitches outnumbered, cause all you little clones exist. Real bitch, I can't help but wonder, why there no common sense? Cause we look similar but opposite. I don't take the time to be talking shit. I am way too busy for commenting anything that's not dope or positive. How you hate on women but dog dudes dick when the dudes you hard I do not give shits about you, your love, or your dollars spent. He want him a baddie on some model shit, cause he also got esteem problems and all the validation you offer him. Don't mean shit to him, you little box-shaped bitch, but you hating on me, that does not make sense. And you trying to be a bad bitch, but you ain't getting that a bad bitch start by being a real bitch. Real bitches ain't hating on bitches that make chips. You buy all the right things, still come off basic. It's the same type of girl that say it's not it, sis, when really it is it. It's just that you isn't, you lacking the vision. We look at shit different, cause you follow transcend, I literally transcend. But shit, it can never be you, huh? Could never be you. Could never be me. No, it can never be you. Never be me, huh? It can never be you. Could never be me, huh? It can never be you.